It's hard to think that there might come a day when the sun will burn away. I discovered I was a singer by a bonfire. A friend of mine, just a bunch of friends just jamming, and Mark Dranfield was around the fire and he loved to play acoustic guitar, and I just was a bunch of us just singing, and I remember Mark looking at me going, oh, geez, something going on there, and then later on him asking me, hey, can you sing that song we sang at the... and then he started, had a band, so I went to this jam in a basement, and they were doing all kinds of stuff, and I sang, I think I sang John Mayall tune. It was the first blues tune I sang Sundays. And Rob McDonald was there, and I remember Mark being a huge fan of Rob McDonald and inviting him over, and I thought he was kind of cute, you know, and so I was like, okay, I can do this, and then I started, you know, singing a little harder, a little more heart and soul, and we had fun. So Rob's like, you want to come in and do some songs? I'm thinking, okay, Rob McDonald, amazing guitar player, really hot. What am I going to do? So we had a rehearsal, picked up some songs like Honky Tonk Woman, Stevie Ray Vaughan stuff, you know, guitar players' songs. We went to the rehearsal and I did my meta gentle mode. Fine, get the gig, he does a set, and then I go up and do a set, and they start with that knocky knocky, the cowbell. More cowbell please, yes, the cowbell, and then I went, I went sang the song, dancing around, and at the end of the song, him and Mark both look at me and go, and I remember opening my eyes and seeing them do that, seeing the crowd like just clapping, applauding, and I felt great. And I thought, wow, this is like, I could do this. Yes, because, you know, when I met Rob, I thought it was just, I don't know if it was the way he looked or the way he made me feel about music, hearing him play it. He was like a phenomenal guitar player, and the whole band situation. But before that, I had never been attracted to a musician. I mean, you know, Robert Plant and Jimmy Page were my two guys, you know, but they were untouchable, you know. They were my romances from afar. But strangely enough, I think you're right. I married Rob. You know, we got married. We had a baby together, but there was something that triggered, I think, that whole, the way it touched me, you know, like it I don't know, there's something about, I mean, obviously many women and men will know what I'm talking about. There's something about seeing somebody full of confidence that's making something beautiful, whether it's with their voice or an instrument, that makes you feel something. So you don't even have to like have any contact with them, it just makes you feel. And I think that Rob was the first. And then of course after that, well, the next one became a musician. He wasn't quite a musician in the beginning, but the most important is my husband now, who is multi-instrumental and a beautiful singer and very talented and makes me feel all kinds of things with everything that he does. Yeah. But I'll say that the last 12 years, everything has been easier. I'm having the love of a good man and a man who loves me inside out and who looks at me. I watch videos and I'm watching him watch me, and I can't believe the look in his face. Like, he is proud, he is turned on, he is exalted, like he loves it. And knowing that, like, of course, is the most important thing to me. Of course, the 1,000 or 10,000 people in the audience is amazing. But like Janice said, you know, she always said, oh, I'll go and make love to 65,000 people and go home alone. Well, guess what? I ain't going home alone. I'm going home with this guy beside me, and he loves me, you know, and I inspire him, and he inspires the hell out of me. So it's a perfect match, and we're constantly together. So yeah, it definitely gives you a comfort zone and a security. You know, I mean, to be tastefully sexy. Obviously, I'm not putting it on the dress and the skirt. You won't catch me in a miniskirt ever. You know, you won't catch, you know, so if you're talking about the emotional sexy and the, you know, passionate sexy, yeah, absolutely. I feel sexy when I'm expressing myself. And even when I'm singing something that's like deep and heavy and sad, or I'm, you know, pledging my love or whatever, I find it very sexy in anybody who can, whether they're on a stage or not, who is very honest with their feelings and can say how they feel. And, you know, that fear of rejection is not nowhere on the canvas, you know, like literally, this is what it is, how I feel. I find that very sexy and very attractive. So when I'm on stage, you know, a lot of times, like the first time, I closed my eyes. I was pregnant and her father had left me and I was in this great big loft by myself. And I remember just putting down my feelings on paper and being in so much pain and feeling so lonely and abandoned and scared to hell, like totally scared. That I started just writing down lyrics, and I learned a few chords, you know, along the way. So I was, you know, writing them down and doing my whatever. And strangely enough, you know, the man who left me came back, and he, like most things, I mean, he ended up translating everything into French, and I ended up doing a French record. At that point, I was really kind of a broken person. I think when you're pregnant period, you are quite vulnerable to things, and I wasn't quite myself. I'd say that was the weakest time of my life, and I was led around by my nose quite a bit. And I ended up doing a record that I shouldn't have done. I wasn't myself. Everything I did, I was told it was not to be done in a French record. So my strengths, like my rasp and my phrasing and all the things that are my key points of who I am as a singer, were taken away, and I was told to calm them down and pull them in, reel them in. And so I put out this record, and wasn't comfortable in the language, wasn't my type of music, and he produced it, and he wrote, like I said, translated. So that happened. But that was when I first started penning and writing, you know, stuff. But Here For You came out in 2005, and that was, you know, there were some songs that were on Étrange that I put back into English, and I put on this album, and I had regained my strength, and I realized, you know, I wouldn't say I was desperate, but I was tired of doing the clubs, and I had an opportunity by a record company to put out a record, and I wrote Here For You with Denny, with my husband, and that was the album that was really my first record, you know. Folk album, all my feelings from the years before, and I think there was one cover on there, Wish You Were Here, but it was amazing. It was amazing, well, to be not realizing I was falling in love with Denis at the same time as we were writing, doing stuff that was different from what I've been doing in the clubs, because I'm not an actual guitar player. I know a few chords, I can write lyrics and I can do, you know, some chords, and then a real guitar player comes in and does the segueing from chord, you know, actually plays the guitar. So it was different because what I was doing in clubs, you know, the covers and the rock and the blues was nothing like what I was writing. Nothing like it. So it was a bit different, and I surprised a lot of people, but I was very happy, and it was something I needed to do for myself. I needed to vent, I needed to, it was self-therapy, you know, if you will. It helped me through some tough times writing that record, so. It means a lot. It means, man, it takes everything of all the years, of all the stuff, and to actually think that people that actually make decisions about what gets listened to out there in the world actually think I'm pretty good. It's great. I can't believe it. I just gotta keep myself. I'm so excited. You have no idea what it means. No idea, from the chick who did the clubs, you know, singing and dancing, and to the songwriter. What a prestigious honor. I feel I could cry just thinking about it. I don't even want to think about it right now, because they represent years of sacrifice I've had as a single woman taking care of my kids and not wanting to get that day job only, but to be able to make music, which is why I didn't write for so many years. I couldn't. I had to work during the day and play the clubs at night. There was no time to write. So this just shows that the road that I took was the right one. Took care of my kids, got my experience, got my chops down, met great players, and just kept playing. And then when it was time, it was time. I wrote songs, and people heard them, and now I've got the award for it. I have to say, the people that I love and that love me unconditionally and support me and have through the years, my mom, my husband, my children, Jazz and Dylan, my ex-husbands who have been there for me and helped me grow. Andre Gagne, Brian Slack, all the musicians I played with, obviously. The fans, you know, the fans have been a huge part of my family because that's the kind of person I am. When I'm up there singing, I'm sharing my soul, and what happens is there's an exchange going on. So thanks to all of them for voting and for being there for me and inspiring me and keeping me going all through the years. Well, for those who are interested in, you know, who the new songwriter is of the year, I would suggest that they go to Angel Forrest with 2 R's.ca or on iTunes and look up my catalog. And Here For You from 2005, Come Alive from 2010, Mother Tongue obviously from 2013, and Live Love, if you want to see if I can actually do what I do in the studio live on stage, you can see it with Live Love, the double album. Yeah, definitely for the blues fans that are out there, go get my Come Alive album, go get Here For You, and see the other side of Angel, or not even the other side, the other part of me, you know, that makes me write the way I write. It's a mixture of everything, you know. Live in your face, gonna sing that out of that, and we're gonna get it done type girl.
Have you ever